The conquest of the mind requires divine grace, which is bestowed upon the soul when the soul surrenders to the Lord. One man was sitting at the barber's shop getting his hair cut. This person was a deep believer in God, while the barber was an atheist. And as he was snipping his hair, he was venting his philosophy. How can there be any God? There is so much of suffering in the world. People are in distress. It is obvious that there is no God in the world. The man quietly kept on listening to the barber's views. And the barber went on, "Your silence goes to show that you are actually confirming my ideas." After the haircut was over, the man walked out of the shop. But then he came rushing back in 5 minutes. And he said, "You know what? There is no barber in the world." He said, "But sir, I am a barber. You got your hair cut at my shop few minutes ago. How can you say there is no barber?" The man said, "You know, I walked out on the street and I saw people with long hair. If they have long hair, how can there be any barber?" The barber said, "But sir, unless they come to us, how can we get it cut?" He said, "Precisely. There is a God who is all merciful and all kind. But we need to go to Him. Only then we become the recipients of His mercy." It is so simple. We refuse to surrender ourselves. And then we blame God that He is not kind upon me. So we had discussed in the previous episode that the conquest of the mind requires divine grace, which is bestowed upon the soul when the soul surrenders to the Lord. Now let us understand, what does it mean to surrender? This concept of surrender has got 6 aspects to it. These are described in the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, also the Ahir Buddhini Samhita and the Vayu Puran. Anukulyasya sankalpaha pratikulyasya varjanam rakshishyatiti vishvaso goptritve varanam tatha atmanikshepakarpanne shadvidha sharanagati. This verse states that surrender is not an external act. It is an inner state of our consciousness. And that state must fulfill these 6 points if we wish to become benefactors of the divine grace. The first point, it says, is to desire in accordance with the desire of your Sharanya. Sharanya, whom we are surrendering to, that is God. And if we have a Guru, the God's representative, that the Guru, to desire according to the will of God. Like Mirabai said, if Sri Krishna wishes me to laugh, I will laugh. If he wants me to cry, I will cry. If he wishes to shower his love upon me by embracing me, so be it. And if he is annoyed and chooses to kill me with his Sudarshan Chakra, I will not complain. Mere to giridhar gopal dusara na koi, jaake sir mor mukut mero pati soi. You say, why should I unite my will with the will of God? Why should I accept the will of God as my own? The reason is, we souls are constitutionally servants of God. Just like a tree has its parts, the leaves, the fruits, the roots, the branches, the flowers, all these parts are engaged in serving the complete tree. So the part serves the whole. We souls are little parts of God, and our constitutional position is in service to the Lord. Dasabhutamidam tasya jagat sthavara jangamam Shriman Narayana Swami jagatam prabhurishvaraha. In the Padma Puran, Vedvyas states, all sentient and insentient entities in the world are all engaged in serving the Lord. Dasabhuta swatah sarve. Dasabhuta harereva nanyasyaiva kadachana. The Narad Pancharatra states, Jivera swarupahoy Krishner nityadas. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu states, we are the servants of the Lord. What is the duty of the servant? To fulfill the wishes of the master. So if we accept that relationship, that as souls we are the servants, then service means to strive to fulfill the will of the Lord. There was one guru. He had a few disciples. He asked one of them, Beta, I need a soap for bathing. Can you please go and get one? The disciple walked out of the ashram and thought, soap, oh my God, it will cost money. He never returned. This disciple is called Tir Chela. The arrow disciple, once gone, he never comes back. The second disciple, Gurudeva asked him, Beta, I wish to speak to so-and-so who resides in that place. Can you please go and inform him that Gurudev is remembering him? He said, Guruji, in my opinion, he will not be at home right now. He is called Jodhshi Chela, astrologer Chela, disciple. The third disciple, Gurudev said, Beta, I want a glass of water. Can you please get it for me? He said, Guruji, right now you should not take water, you should take milk. He is called Dr. Chela. Fourth Chela. Gurudev said, Beta, we've got some guest devotees coming over tonight and we need to prepare a bhoji, a feast. Can you please get some rice and dal, etc. from the market? He said, Guruji, you are Sarva Samarth, all powerful. In front of you, what abilities do I have? He just kept sitting. A little while later, Guruji said, Beta, the rations have come. Please help out in the cooking. He said, Gurudev, right now I am sitting here with you having your darshan. Please don't deny me of your close association. This is totally incorrect. Now the food was also prepared. Gurudev said, now it's ready. Time to sit and eat. Come, join us. The disciple said, Gurudev, I did not follow your first two instructions. This third one, I will definitely follow it. This is not service. Agya sama na susahib seva so prasadu jana pave meva. Now that is useful wisdom. To utilize it, revise, contemplate and decide accordingly. To help you in this process, I have put it down in this recently published book, The Science of Mind Management. Do possess your personal copy and drink deeply from the elixir of Vedic wisdom that is instilled in it. When it comes to fulfilling the wish of God, or his representative, the Guru. There are 4 categories of jivas. The first, who understands what God and Guru want without having to be told, and then fulfills it. The second, who needs to be told, this is our will, please fulfill, and he obediently obeys with great joy at the opportunity to serve. The third one, who is told what to do, but then does it grudgingly, I would rather not have, but now Guruji has told me, let me do it. And the fourth, even on receiving the instruction, does not obey. So ideally, one would wish to be in the first category. But if we prematurely strive to be in the first category, the risk is that we may come in the fourth category. That is why it is always safe to follow the instructions of God and his representative, the Guru. These instructions are made available to us in the scriptures. Obey their injunctions. Whatever agya the Guru gives, follow it. But of course, that cannot govern every moment of our day and night behavior. So often in life, without having any instruction in this regard, we need to make a decision. The people ask there, how will I understand what is the will of God? The answer is, in that situation, ask yourself, what would be most pleasing to God in this circumstance? Then use your intellect, the knowledge and wisdom you have cultivated from the scriptures, to come up with the answer. So your intention here becomes, I want to please God and Guru. It's possible that your wisdom was incomplete. It is possible that your analysis was defective. Nevertheless, the important thing is your attempt was to fulfill the will of God. And that intention is what is most important in spirituality. God sees this soul strived to unite his will with my will. Like a dry leaf is surrendered to the wind. The wind carries it up, it doesn't resist. The wind takes it to the north, south, it doesn't complain. The wind drops it, the leaf says, so be it. You may say, does that mean we don't desire anything? Absolutely not. If you wish to surrender to God, you will have to exert your willpower to the utmost. Because the mind, the senses, even the intellect will resist. No, this is more pleasurable. This is more secure. This is more promising. And that is where we exert our freedom of choice. I don't want what is more promising or pleasurable or secure. I only want that which is pleasing to the Lord. So again and again and again, yes, my Lord. That is the idea of surrender. Some people ask, why has God given us a free will at all? If He had not, all these problems, I would choose to eat more and become overweight. I choose to fall into a vice and become a smoker. None of these problems would have happened. Well, the reason is, in order to love, we need the freedom of choice. A machine cannot love. Only that entity can love who has the free will to choose this or this. So God wanted us. He made us that we may love Him. And for that, it was necessary that He give us a free will. Somebody asked Sri Aurobindo, why did God make sin in this world? He said, to thicken the plot. You have the option of sin. You have the option of the pleasures of Maya, but you exert your free will. No, I don't want Maya. I want to please God. This inspiration for it comes from the attitude of service and uniting our will with the will of God. Anukulyasya sankalpaha. This is the first point in surrendering to God. We will take a look at the other points as we move along in this mind management challenge.